If you want to get started on YouTube, but something's holding you back, you're probably thinking about strategy, you're probably thinking about growth, views, subscribers, you're probably thinking about how professional I look, what camera I use, what microphone I use. Oh, what if I have a plan for the rest of the year? How do I set up my studio? What do I need to do for the next thing? You're probably overthinking it. When it comes to YouTube and getting started on YouTube, you're probably overthinking it. You're probably spending too much time in planning and not enough time in action. And in this video, I want to talk about that specific problem, the thing that holds you back, and I want to talk about a solution. I'm going to give you a little plan towards the end of the video of how you can get over this and move forward in a really positive way. But let's just talk about this problem for a second. By the way, my name is Matt Hughes. I'm the King of Video, and this is the YouTube Success Podcast. If you've not been here before, don't forget to subscribe, follow us, or wherever you listen to us from. And we've also got a free WhatsApp community that you can join. The link is in the show notes or the link in the description. And we just get there. I publish the episodes there first every time. And there's some of the listeners that are there too, so you can ask questions, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, let's talk about this problem then. The real problem we have. YouTube leads us down a bit of a path. It says if you want to get monetized, you need to get to 1,000 subscribers and then watch hours and all that kind of good stuff, right? And actually, when we get the analytics back, it shows us subscribers, it shows us views, it shows us retention, all of those good things. So the problem is, and when we look at advice that's around the internet, we go to YouTube and we think, oh my God, YouTube sounds so hard because there's so many things I need to pay attention. I need to know what a click-through rate is, and I need to have a thumbnail that looks right, and then I need to make sure my videos look right. And it's just a consistent thing that holds you back. You're just constantly met with these bits of information that you don't know about, that you don't have the right information for. Not only that, but then you're looking at these videos like Diary of a CEO and you're thinking, oh my God, these look so good. And I'm just concerned that I'm a professional, I'm an expert in my niche. I don't want to come across as like an amateur. I'm also a 6-figure or 7-figure business owner. I've got some money, so I can buy good equipment. So like, why don't I start there? But all of this stuff has like an emotional cost to it. You start with these ideas, maybe it's like new year, new me and all that kind of good stuff. And you think, this is the year I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And you just start going into it and doing your research. And you're like, damn, there's just so much to this. Like, I need some help. I need some support. You might have even tried this before. You might have even tried YouTube, put some videos out there and then crickets. You've got no views, you've got no subscribers. So you might even have that past trauma about trying this and not getting the recognition that you deserve. You might have another platform, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you might be smashing it on those platforms. You might be huge on LinkedIn, but still when it comes to YouTube, you can't seem to crack it. But here's how I want you to reframe this. Here's what I want you to think about moving forward. What if at the start of your YouTube journey, it's about putting the reps in? When you go to the gym for the first time, they don't just go and put you on the bench press and say, here's 200 kilograms. Good luck. You know, you're a professional. You should know what you're doing. You look like you're in shape. Here's 200 kilograms on the bench press. No, you just fail straight away. Actually, what they do is they say, well, let's start you off. Let's start you off on 20 kilograms. Let's see if you can handle that. Okay, you're doing all right. Let's do the next one then, and the next one, the next one. So I want you to think about that in the same way as YouTube. At the start, nobody is watching. You might have experienced that nobody's watching, right? And it might have been demotivating, but actually I want you to celebrate this fact. This is the time where you get to experiment on YouTube and you get to try some things out and build that courage muscle, those reps. You put in the reps in, right? What if we set our goal to publish our first 10 videos? Ali Abdul says 25 videos. I think 10 is probably enough to get you started. But what if we focused on those first 10 videos and then just improve them 1% at a time? In the last video, I talked about 1%, and the one before that, I talked about consistency. What if we put all these things together now and create these first 10 videos and get them out there? I know you're probably listening, some of you, and thinking, well, Matt, I'm already on YouTube, I'm already doing this. But again, if you're not consistency, what if you set yourself a mini challenge to do the next 10? I mean, I like 13 as a number, by the way. I'm saying 10 because, 10 is a whole number, but I like 13. The reason why I like 13, A, is it's our lucky number. Our house number is 13. My daughter was born on the 13th. My other daughter was the 31st, so 1331. Offspring song has the lyric 13 and 31. Anyway, side note. But I like 13 because it's a quarter. It's 1/4 of the year. So 13 times 4 is 52. So you can do a full quarter of the year if you set yourself the task of doing those 13 videos. So every program I run, anytime I ever do anything like that, it's always about 13. If you come to my podcast studio, which is called Vlogcast Studios in Leicester, launching in February 2026, the program we have is called Playlist to Profits, and it's 13 videos, always 13. So what if you set your goal for the next 13 videos, the next quarter, the next 3 months of content, that you're going to use this time to experiment. You're going to use this time to get your courage muscle and your reps in. You're not going to take a look too much at the analytics. You're not going to worry about views, subscribers, any of that stuff. You're going to just take these videos and you're going to commit to publishing every week for the next 13 weeks. And you're going to make those 1% improvements each time. Now, when I'm doing this video now, I'm doing 2 videos, and that's because I screwed up. I missed my consistency thing. I missed one of my weeks. Life got in the way, things happened. And I said at the start of this year, I've got to be consistent, but I managed not to be. And I already had told myself, Matt, just film 2 episodes at a time. We're also behind with the conference and we wanted to get some interviews in and it's not happened so far. So there's other reasons as well, but that is besides the point. Like if we did those 13 videos and we filmed 2 at a time, that's enough for you to have a start, have a bit of a runway of releasing the pressure. When you film the first 2 videos and edited those videos, you can publish them 1 a week. And as long as you film again in the middle of the 2 videos, you should be good to start building an even bigger runway as you go forward in the year. I want you to remember that this is the safest time for you to publish videos. Nobody's watching. You might have some views. Probably the people that will watch are the people that are in your audience already. So you take your video. Logically, you're going to publish your video and you're going to send an email out to your list to say, hey, I've just published a new YouTube video, come and watch it. It's probably your biggest fans that are watching. So that's good because they're less judgmental anyway. And you're probably going to get some really nice comments from it, but you won't get lots of views and subscribers and stuff right away. Or statistically speaking, chances are you're not going to do that. Some people are unicorns and they do blow up straight away. Great. I'm not referring to those people. I'm talking about the majority of people at this point. So this gives you an opportunity to experiment without the pressure that comes. Now, if you start YouTube and you think, I really need YouTube to work, I need this, my business is struggling, I need more leads, this is the place that people are telling me for, you're starting it in the wrong energy anyway. Actually, you need to have that time. You know, when I'm speaking to people and they say, oh, maybe I'll start it next year, I'm like, no, you should start now, because if you want it to work next year, you need to get these reps in first. You need to start publishing videos first, because without doing that, when it comes to next year and you've got something to launch, a program to launch, you're not going to have done the reps. You're not going to have put in the early work. And then it's not going to work anyway. You're not going to get the results from it. And then you're going to blame YouTube. So instead of planning like it's a military operation, I'm not against planning. Still, I do think it's important. If you worked with me directly, we would do planning. But instead of doing that, why don't we start getting some videos published? And I want to talk to you about just a couple of things that will improve if you do that. Firstly, it'll improve you talking to the camera. Now, I know what happens when you don't talk to the camera for a little while. This video what I'm recording right now, I'm on about the 5th, 10th, 20th take. I mean, I've filmed 2 videos today. I'm so low energy now. I hope it's not coming across that I'm low energy, but it's taken me so long. And it's just because I've not been consistent with my camera time. You need to get in front of camera. You need to put the reps in. You need to remember to keep going and showing up. If you do that, it gets easier. It does get easier. You might not think about it if you're starting, but I can promise you it does get easier. But you can't drop the ball unless you're prepared to get straight back on it, because otherwise it will get harder again and you'll dip. So keep doing it, put the reps and the effort. The other thing that really helps is when you do this, it stops you rambling. It stops you going over things multiple times. Again, I know I do this. I don't script my videos, so I know I do this in part. Sometimes repetition is good, but actually it's about having the confidence to be able to speak to camera and being able to talk without rambling too much, right? Or knowing when you've digressed that actually you can come back to the main point that you were getting to. I have bullet points, you know, like I've got a structure. I have bullet points that keep me there, but I don't script them like some people do. And if scripting works for you, great. I had a client that did scripting. She was she used to do theatre, and so she was so used to having a script that she loved that. But for me, I just like having a waxing lyrical. And by doing this, it means I'm allowed to do that without rambling on too much. The other thing about putting the reps in and then potentially editing yourself. Now, if you're outsourcing your editing, I always recommend that. But right at the start, I say you should do the editing just to understand what it feels like to edit the video and what you get, which is it's not a written piece of experience that you get. Like there's no definition of it other than what I'm about to say. What you get is you get the understanding when you're editing what it takes to redo something. What I mean is, if you mess up a line, you know, once you've edited a video, how easy it is just to remove that and to cut it out. So you then learn that when you're filming, you can film in a different way in order to fix that problem. I mentioned that I've done loads of takes for this video. It's because I wasn't happy with the content. I can't change the content. I could with AI, but I can't really change the content and the structure of the content. But if I just mess up a line, I could definitely stop, fix it, and go again, right? There's no issue there with filming. And so doing that editing, putting those reps in and learning about that stuff as well, actually helps you become a better videographer or helps you film it better. Again, if you're outsourcing even the filming, you go into a podcast studio, you don't need to worry about that too much, but it's just one of those things that I recommend. So all of these things have, the first 10 videos is about building all of those skills, having that compounding impact on that. Same as what I talked about last week about 1% interest. This is compounding interest in learning and understanding how to put a video together properly yourself, even before you outsource it. So to wrap this all up then, I want to just give you a bit of a challenge for those of you that are getting started, and that is to commit to your first 13 videos, right? Commit to the first 13 videos. Set yourself a weekly goal. You can do it either one video at a time. I'd suggest the first video is just one video. And then maybe after that, you do 2 videos every week, and then you can build on that as you go. I want you to not judge those videos by the views and the subscribers. I don't want you to worry about that at the start. I want you to focus on getting the videos done, getting them edited, getting them published. In 3 months' time, 13 videos time, we're going to take a look at some of that stuff. You can come back to the podcast. Don't come back in 13 weeks, come back every week. But you can take a look at the podcast, you can listen to some of the stuff, and we'll talk about other things we can do to improve as we go. Listen to some of the interviews that we do and what people talk about. Come to TubeFest, like soak up all of that information and it will help you. But just commit now to making the next 13 weeks of videos and not being too judgmental and too hard on yourself. The main goal here is to publish, learn, and repeat. Publish, learn, repeat. Publish, learn, repeat. Until we've got to the point where it's so natural for us to be filming YouTube videos, to be creating this content, that it feels unnatural to not do it. We've got our system in place, we've got our process in place, we're committed, we put the time in the calendar to make sure that we get it done, and we get it done. Then we can start thinking, okay, let's talk strategy. Let's talk about the plan. Let's talk about what the next steps are. Let's look at our previous videos and maybe look at some of the feedback we got from those as well. Do not worry about becoming YouTube famous. That is not the goal. Your only job right now is to show up, okay? That's it. My name is Matt Hughes, King of Video. This is the YouTube Success Podcast. Don't forget about the WhatsApp group that we've got if you want to join that. And don't forget, if you want to come and join me and film with me in my podcast studio, Vlogcast Studios, link is in the description. Come along, let's get this stuff going. If you're worried about those 13 episodes, I've got you back. All right, take care, and you'll hear from me next episode. Bye-bye.